When you arrive, we all arrive. So come on in and let's begin. This place awaits the love you bring. So welcome home and let us sing. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I am Andrea Baca, a member of our Board of Trustees, and I welcome you to this Sunday service at the UU Church of Columbia. I am a white woman with brown hair and some silvers going on in there, wearing some really lazy black tank top and shorts because it is summer. We are a congregation of many beliefs, striving together to embody courageous love, radical welcome, and deep connection. And we are so glad that you are here. Whether you are in the sanctuary or our live stream, welcome. We'd like to particularly welcome any visitors among us this morning and invite you to find our Visitor Connect book in the greeting area, the Zoom chat, or the QR code in your order of service. We'd love to stay in touch with you. Children and babies are always welcome in worship, and we have nursery care in the lower level for our youngest ones, as well as a lively children's program for all ages. Children will be invited to their classes after a moment of centering and song. Now let us settle into this time and place with help from our music director, Violet van der Haar.
Good morning. I am a white woman, 30-something, wearing some black-rimmed glasses, and this week was my annual time for a drastic hair color change. So it's bright pink today. It might change by next week. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. I'm wearing some pink floral pants and a black shirt. And we're going to start with a welcoming in song just to check in with our hearts. So the way that this will work, if you have not heard this one before, if you've been coming to our sacred songs, you're familiar with this one. We're just going to sing a couple verses, and then if you feel moved to share how your heart is showing up in this space, feel free to call it out. So it goes like this. Welcome in, tender hearts. Welcome in, tender hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. Loving. Welcome in, loving hearts. Welcome in, loving hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. Grieving. Welcome in, grieving hearts. Welcome in, grieving hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. How is your heart showing up today? Quivering. Welcome in, quivering hearts. Welcome in, brave hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. Happy? Welcome in, happy hearts. Welcome in, happy hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. Excited. Welcome in, excited hearts. Welcome in, excited hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. Let's finish with loving and maybe just scan the room and sing to the hearts in the room sitting amongst you. Welcome in, loving hearts. Welcome in, loving hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm the Reverend Dr. Molly Housh Gordon. My heart is feeling grounded from seeing and singing with all of you. I'm the minister of this congregation. I'm a white woman with an asymmetrical red hairdo, today wearing a black pantsuit and very shiny pink shoes. And our opening words this morning are the poem Big Lesson by Rosemary Watsola Tromer. Today, it feels so simple. We are here to take care of each other. How could we ever forget? As if soil could forget, it is here to feed the trees. As if trees could forget, they are here to feed the soil. How could anything ever get in the way of generosity? How could we ever greet each other with any words besides, "How can I help you?" As if light could forget, it is here to help illumine. As if dark could forget, it is here to help us heal. We gather in a time of forgotten connection, remembering how to care for one another well. We gather in a time of carelessness to seek love. We gather in a time of concern to nourish hope. We gather in a time of violence to plant peace. We gather in a time of fear to feel joy still together. We are here to take care of each other and to keep on loving. So will you join me in singing our opening hymn, number 95, There Is More Love Somewhere. You may rise or remain seated as you're most comfortable on this day to join in singing. Hymn number 95. We now light our chalice, the symbol of our faith in the sustaining cup of community and the bright flame of the human spirit. As you're moved, I invite you to join me in our unison affirmation printed in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This week, our Director of Religious Education, Jamila Batchelder, is on a meditation retreat. And so we send our warm, meditative vibes with her, and I will be sharing a centering moment with us this morning. As the news of the world pulls us every which way, I found myself drawn this week to these words of invitation from Jess Reynolds. Let's feel that. On my worst days, it is gravity I am most grateful for. The way the earth pulls me from her core, yearns for me, keeps me pressed tightly against her surface. When my own core is hollowed out, when I have no more mass than a leaf dead on the branch, still this is enough for the earth to find me. She reaches for what little I have and says, "Stay." Every meditation I have ever done begins by asking me to ground myself. This is not so much action as it is inaction. Surrender. A voluntary abandonment of my own edges and tidy packaging. So sit with me now. Press the soles of your feet back into the ground you sprang from. Feel the weight of your body and know that it is glorious. You are born of soil and sun, and all the heaviness of the earth is calling to you. Sink into that. Let go of all you cling to. Feel the embrace of the earth that requires nothing of you. You were made to be held in that earthly embrace. The soil teeming with life, the plants and the creatures upon it, trees stretching up over your head, our earthly journey around the sun in a wide universe. And amid it all, the absolute care of gravity, pulling you to the heart of this place. The earth is reaching for you. Reach back. Reach back. during a moment of quiet music, I invite you into our weekly ritual of stones and water. Those of you with us online are invited into a time of contemplation during quiet music, and you may wish to share your joy or sorrow in the chat to be spoken aloud during our time of prayer. For those here in the sanctuary, you're welcome to come forward as we do each week. Take a stone, fill it up with any of the hopes and fears that you bring with you this morning. Drop the stone in the water, which represents the embrace of our community, and watch gravity pull it towards the heart of the earth. Those of you in person who wish to have your joy or sorrow spoken aloud can write it on a slip of paper at the back of the sanctuary to be shared during our time of prayer. So now let us join our children in sharing this moment of music and water and stones. These things and so many more, joys and sorrows, hopes and prayers and fears and loves, we hold together in a community that is wide and deep enough to carry them all together. We hold the joys and sorrows spoken aloud, and we also hold especially gently everything too tender to speak aloud. May you each feel yourself witnessed and know yourself beloved. In a change to the order of service, we will now have a moment of musical contemplation with this morning's special musician, Maud Chibnall-Voltmer. We'll sing our hymn after the following reading. So let's now enjoy some beautiful music from Maud and continue in the spirit of centering with a song.
Good morning. My name is Maud. I am a 24-year-old white woman with sun-kissed skin, dark denim jeans, a very light blue tank top, auburnish hair. I have a special song. It's called Let It Be So. I'm a little nervous.
You got this.
Took a long run through my lost and founds, and every time I led back to the same ground. The heart's wisdom needs to lead now, and together we will reach out. Is this our life, or in the seeking of love? Between all of us, there's no greater love. Side by side, we must meet face to face. There's things we can do to alleviate all the suffering that's so hard to take. Walk with me, we can make each other feel safe. Unity, oh, is what we are. There's no other way we could have come this far. I am you, you are me, and we must restore reciprocity. Not the kind that acts separately, for we are one, that's what sets us free. With the heart sleep, we'll be made to see that there is hope for a greater peace. 'Cause this our life, oh, in the seeking of love. Between all of us, there's no greater love. Side by side, we must meet face to face. There's things we can do to alleviate all the suffering that's so hard to take. With the heart sleep, we'll be made to see that we need each other. We're the earth's harmony. Took a long run through my lost and found, and every time I'm led back to the same ground. The heart's wisdom needs to teach us how, and together we will reach out.
Our reading this morning is excerpted from a longer poem called "We Are Waiting for Peace to Break Out" by Carlos Reyes, published in the 2003 collection, Poets Against War. We are waiting for peace to break out. We are waiting for flowers to bloom. We are waiting for the moon to come from behind the black clouds of war. We are waiting for the light. We are waiting. We are waiting for peace to break out. And as we wait, we dance. We dance with the cold east wind, with the creaking, singing branches of giant firs. We dance with the devils of dust and the angels of clouds. We are waiting. And as we wait, we are learning the language of burning roses and the sunflowers slowly turning toward the sun. We are waiting for peace to break out. And while we wait, we are learning to listen to cries for mercy and cries for help, though we may not know the language. We are learning to listen for the arrival of doves. We are waiting for peace to break out. Our hymn is number 159, "This Is My Song." I invite you to rise or remain seated as you're most comfortable and join in singing. I begin with my poem, "A Needle is a Tool for Piercing and Knitting Together." My great-grandmother upholstered the Enola Gay, and can you believe it was a point of family pride? We were part of history, her careful stitching holding together the victory of a nation. And if the cost was 200,000 destroyed bodies and all their dreams and loves, Well, isn't that also the inheritance of a white family in America? Thank God the plane wasn't named for her. My great-grandmother crocheted blankets for children, and they kept her babies warm. They are part of her legacy, her careful stitching holding small bodies new to this life. And my kin and I are knit of her blood and bone, the fruit of her ancestors' dreaming. Well, isn't that the truth of every family in any land? My second daughter is named for her. When she was very old, I smashed my great-grandmother's hand in the door, and I still feel the shame of that unintended harm, blood spreading purple and blue under translucent skin, the hurt I made but didn't mean. The hurt I made but did not mean. Did fingers break? I can't remember. The bruise lasted for weeks. A painful riot of colors I caused and could not fix. Did she know what would become of that plane? Or the plan for the world-ending cargo it would carry? Was she ashamed of it those decades later? The terror she helped unleash but did not claim. I still remember her ancient body, eyes cloudy, skin paper white and folded again and again like the art of those she helped destroy. Her chin, a lotus flower, the bags under her eyes, a boat. Her earlobes, a crumpled paper crane of peace. One week ago, several young pilots living 84 miles from us at Whiteman Air Force Base in Knob Noster, Missouri, climbed into the cockpits of 7 B-2 bombers, the only airplanes large enough to carry 30,000-pound bombs called bunker busters. These young pilots flew over our heads and continued on for 18 hours east into Iranian airspace, kept awake through the long flight by drugs administered by Air Force physicians for the purpose. At the end of their long day of flight, they dropped a dozen of those massive bombs on 3 Iranian nuclear sites in a preemptive airstrike on Iran by the United States, an act that has long been feared as a potential beginning to a third world war. President Trump immediately confirmed and celebrated the attacks on Truth Social, where he wrote, "We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Now is the time for peace, he said, as though those bombs were created to make peace rather than war. Coming from him, it is an absurdity, as are so many of his pronouncements. Of course he would announce a bombing and shout for peace in the same sentence. But the sentiment that bombs create peace is not actually uncommon. It is not limited to authoritarians or to today's Republican Party or to those who make their lives from waging war. It is a sentiment alive and well in the mainstream of American discourse, and it long has been. Last year, around this time, I told the story of my great-grandmother, Iva Mae Rusk, teaching me to sew. I told it as part of a sermon to the entire Unitarian Universalist community in the United States for our annual General Assembly service, observing how deeply we are woven in together with so much beauty and pain, so much goodness and horror. And in that sermon, I shared that Iva Mae upholstered the plane that dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. And I explained how tender it is for me to hold that truth alongside the beauty and nurture and warmth she also created with needle and thread. I believe, with the help of community and the depth of our faith, that we can hold such truths together, that they can live in the same breath, in the same family, in the same sermon, in the same beating heart. I believe we are made better by holding them. And over the past year since delivering that sermon, I have received many lovely notes from UUs across the country, and it has been a joy to connect with them. And most recently, I received a note last month from a kind man who had watched my sermon and felt moved to write to reassure me that my great-grandmother had done nothing wrong. He wrote to share his belief that the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima was a net moral good, because with its dramatic destruction and its even more dramatic threat of utter annihilation, it had decisively ended a war that would have otherwise stretched on and resulted, he believed, in the deaths of many, many more than those who were killed by that bomb. Perhaps you have heard this argument. Perhaps you have made it. It was a terrible and earth-shattering war in every way. But I found as I received this note that I do not want the comfort of that kind man's moral assurance. I found that I would rather understand the tragedy of those 200,000 lives lost. I found that I would rather understand the thread that connects my grandmother's stitches on the Enola Gay to those B-2 bombers down the road from us today. A through line of escalation from the bomb we dropped then to the nuclear threat we now seek to destroy in all but ourselves. What is it in humans that justifies more violence, the most violence, the utterly largest violence as the cure for violence? What is it in us that faithfully examines the options and concludes that a threat of annihilation is the only way to peace? How do we humans fail so spectacularly over and over again to understand that every act of destruction seeds our own undoing? And when will we free ourselves from this madness of empire and its authoritarian controls? You know, I wasn't actually in Missouri when those bombers flew over our heads so close to home. I was in Baltimore at this year's UU General Assembly. I was listening to the Ware Lecture, a historic lecture given year after year by luminaries and thought leaders in our country. This year, the Ware Lecture was delivered by trans journalist and thought leader Imara Jones, who for an hour and a half led us in a master class on the explicit 15-year strategy used by Christian nationalists to turn widespread transphobia or discomfort with trans folks into a political honeypot, dividing the left and consolidating right-wing political power. She made her case point by devastating point, showing us how every oppression benefits the agents of empire. She reminded us that what they test out on the most marginalized is always what they intend to do to all of us. She showed us that unless you are rigorously for the liberation of every person, you are intentionally being played by those who are consolidating unchecked power, whether they do it with bombs or with ideas. As the lecture continued, awareness of the U.S. bombing of Iran trickled into the lecture hall. After the talk was over, dozens of UU ministers gathered at a pub across the street. One minister there had worked in nuclear disarmament for a decade prior to her ministry career, and she was ashen-faced. A U.S. strike on Iran was the very thing she and her colleagues had long most feared. She knows exactly how many nukes it will take to destroy life on Earth. It's 7. She knows exactly who has which stockpile in the race to mutually assured destruction, the race whose origin passes through my great-grandmother's needle, the race that is accomplished with ideas and bombs alike. By the end of the night, after a couple of whiskey shots, my colleague was able to turn from visions of fallout to a questioning reassurance. Maybe it won't be so bad since Trump appears to be Russia's puppet. Maybe the superpowers are realigned from what she had so long understood. Maybe all the biggest nuclear arsenals are now on the same very wrong side. Of course, there is no right side for a nuclear arsenal. They are themselves an enormous wrong in any hands. They are an enormous wrong. The side of the nuclear arsenal is always the wrong side. There is no siding with a bomb and squaring it with our faith. In Gaza, in Ukraine, in Yemen, in Iran, in Russia, in Israel, there is no siding with a bomb and squaring it with our faith. We know that all life is tangled up, that our fates are bound together entirely. We know that all life is precious, every person a universe. There is no siding with a bomb. We side with the children. We side with the dirt they play in. We side with the peacemakers in every land. We side with the people, all of the people, the majority of whom scorn their violent and power-hungry leaders, and all of whom deserve lives of peace. In the days since that evening a week ago, tensions seem to have eased a bit. Cooler heads in Iran have responded with a subdued attack on a U.S. base in Qatar with plenty of warning. It could have been so much worse. And we shall see what happens. I even found myself wondering on Friday if I needed to preach this sermon at all. The drumbeat of war in the United States has been momentarily drowned out by the unjust decisions of an illegitimate Supreme Court. But more bombs wait, 84 miles down the road. And more still fall today on refugee tents, even if not from our own planes. The American war machine persists through every political season and presidency. Obama preached hope and change and advanced the use of drones that the Israeli government now employs in the targeted bombing of Palestinian civilians. And the claim that bombs will deliver us peace persists and persists and persists. And it is wrong, and it is anathema to our faith. And we are called to hold unwavering in that clarity. We are gathered in that clarity. And so we are also gathered to grieve. To grieve all the terror delivered from our tax dollars, all the children buried under rubble in our name, all the complicity forced upon us by the most violent empire on earth, to grieve the war machine that is also our treasured home, the war machine that is run by the daily labor of people we love. We are gathered to grieve. We are gathered clear and grieving. And we are gathered to ground ourselves in the thread of love, the stitching of peace that can only begin in our daily lives. We cannot destroy all bombs. God knows we cannot undo the devastation. But we can be people who build something beautiful here in the shadow of empire and hurry along empire's fall in our rigorous refusal of anything but love. in our rigorous solidarity in everyone targeted by empire, whether they are targeted by ideas or bombs. We can dismantle the parts of the war machine that reach into our own community, the cultures of punishment and suspicion and fear, the daily oppressions that grow and grow until we join our hands and voices to halt them. We can nurture. We can soften. We can tend. We can dance. And we can sing. We can learn the language of flowers turning towards the sun and the languages of those who cry for help. We can remember every day that we are on this earth to love until the bombs make no sense, to love until the planes sit abandoned, to love until the paper cranes of peace float on an undisturbed breeze, to love until everybody's free. Let us make it so. And let us circle up and sing. Our hymn is 155, Circle Round for Freedom. Let's sing it at least twice. And you can rise or remain seated as you are moved. If you're a person who likes harmonies, there's 2 of them in addition to the melody on that music, and you're welcome to choose one. I'll be doing that the second time through. Let us sing. We now turn our hearts to the spiritual act of generosity, giving out of gratitude for the amazing gifts of this life, and recognizing the good that we can accomplish when we pull together. This week's offering is a Faith to Action collection, and this month's Faith to Action partner is the Como Bike Co-op. We're going to tear down that war machine and build some bikes. During another musical offering from Maud, you can give with cash or check in the offering plate in the sanctuary, or use the giving details in your order of service and online to give at our website or by text. All gifts today not marked otherwise will go to the Como Bike Co-op, but real quick first, we're going to hear a word about their programming from Janet Gordon. Thank you, Janet, for joining us today. Or, I'm sorry, it's not Gordon, it's Godin. I just always want to claim a Gordon.
Thanks so much. Oh my gosh, I loved your service. It was beautiful. I'm sorry. Good morning. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful service. Everyone who has a little bit of fear of public speaking should come here and do a little meditation and listen to Reverend Molly speak. So again, my name is Janet Godin, and I'm a planner with Columbia Parks and Recreation, along with my main duties of assisting with the planning of Columbia's beautiful trail system. I am so grateful for my role in managing the operations of the Bike Co-op. The Bike Co-op is a program and a facility housed at the Armory Sports Center. Our facility resembles kind of a typical repair shop at like Waltz or Special Cycle Extreme or Triathletics, but just envision a very cramped, tiny little space. So we're fortunate to have 3 part-time, mostly retired bike mechanics and several outstanding volunteers. One of our volunteers spoke a couple weeks ago. Our volunteers and staff are some of the most self-directed and passionate individuals you'll ever meet, especially about bicycles and sustainable practices. The co-op was founded in 2018, primarily with financial support from the federally funded, now defunct, Get About Columbia pilot project. Get About funds built infrastructure like trails, sidewalks, the sharrows you see out here on Shepherd Boulevard, and provided education and encouragement programs to entice people to think creatively about incorporating cycling and walking into your daily routines. The co-op initially offered an Earn a Bike program where youth were given pre-owned bicycles in need of repair. The teens learned bike mechanic skills as well as safe, responsible cycling skills. After participating in 25 hours of a mix of educational sessions and community service, the participants graduated with a bicycle as their diploma. With the last of the Get About project funding, we were able to host 8 to 9 Bike classes and a variety of outreach programs, mostly including pop-up bicycle repair stations at local parks. Just as we thought we were nearing the end of our Get About funding and potentially the end of the co-op, we were kind of wondering what our next purpose would be. Something far worse occurred, the COVID-19 pandemic. As we all remember, the new normal of stay-at-home orders and remote offices quickly had people seeking refuge in our beautiful outdoor parks and trails, both for exercise and mental relaxation. Our local trails were packed with people cycling, and my stay-at-home order lasted about 3 days because I had to go back out and help with crowd control. We even had to paint 6-foot arrows at Stevens Lake Park to keep people social distancing. Oh, thank goodness we're not doing that anymore. So by May 2020, bicycling was one of the most popular forms of recreation and exercise in cities around the world. The increased sales of bicycles left store shelves and bike shops critically low on inventory, including in Columbia, Missouri. This shortage prompted co-op staff and volunteers to return to the now empty Armory building to repair the dozens of bicycles that we had in storage, bicycles that were supposed to be for the Earn a Bike program. On June 4th, 2020, we planned a new to you bicycle sale in the Armory parking lot. We had 70 bicycles of all makes and models, and we had planned about 4 hours for our sale. People were lined up around the block 1 hour before we opened. It was a really hot day. I remember this very clearly. We sold out of those 70 bikes in 50 minutes. I mean, we couldn't hand them out fast enough. So after the sale, we continued to receive calls from people hoping to purchase a repurposed bicycle or in need of repair, which they were unable to afford. And that's how we landed with our mission statement, which is being committed to increasing transportation independence and recreational opportunities through bicycle ridership, especially for Columbia's most underserved individuals. In addition to offering free bicycle repair and the sale of bike shop quality bicycles, we also offer lights and locks to our friends who visit us. Everyone is welcome at the co-op, but our target demographic is underserved adults with transportation needs for work, school, and basic daily living needs. So I ride a bicycle to work often, not every day, and I do it because of the health and economic benefits as well as lowering my carbon footprint. But the majority of the folks that we serve don't have a choice, and they cycle out of necessity, utilizing well-worn, cheap bicycles that are priceless in terms of meeting their daily needs. We are all over the board with people we serve: students, people experiencing homelessness, people re-entering the community from a rehab facility, and families hoping to purchase or repair multiple bicycles. I wish I had time to give you some, case history stories about the people we serve, because they will really warm your heart. We've truly changed the lives of people who depend on cycling for their daily transportation. So the Bike Co-op continues to be supported by the City Parks and Rec Department, who provides the facility for our program, but we're responsible for fundraising for program costs. We partially fund our free repair service, again, through the sale of our refurbished bicycles that have been donated from community members. Local bike shops support us by donating pre-owned bicycles that people have brought in and no longer want, as well as they offer our program wholesale prices for our repair needs, equipment and such. Since 2018, we've assisted well over 3,400 people in only 4 hours a week. We've received approximately 900 donated bicycles, which we have distributed to new owners via sales or gifting to other agencies that have a similar mission that we have. There's a program in town called Bike to the Future that gives away free bicycles. We give them a lot of our repurposed bicycles. Again, we don't do free bicycles. We sell them for very, very reduced costs, but they give them away for free. We also practice sustainable management practices by repurposing bike parts or scrapping the metal from bikes beyond repair. So our landfill diversion practices to date includes 13 tons of scrap kept out of the landfill. So with that, I hope you will plan a visit to the co-op. We're open on Monday afternoons from 2 to 6, and I thank you again for having me.
Sometimes when I can't hold my head I fall, I kneel, and I cry. I have this thing for birds, you see, because they fly the breeze and sing. And as we sing, we can sing so together now. I love it when the birds surround me, fly high above ground me, and look towards that touch me, grazing life of a bounty. Oh, this is my bird song. Sing along, this is my bird. Sing along. When the people go out, they know their whereabouts. They're acting all the same, but with birds they are brave. In tune with their natural way, go from night to day. They're at work, but they're still in play. share the greeting when the dawn breaks, and the eastern too, and they go by the earth's say. So we exalt your name, you birds have everything that we need to stay. I have this thing for birds, see, because they fly the breeze and sing. And as we sing, we can sing so together now. I love it when the birds surround me, fly above grounding, and look towards that touch-free, grazing life of a bounty. Oh, this is my bird. Sing along, this is my bird, my bird, my bird. Oh, oh, sing along.
Thank you so much.
Wowza! Thank you so much, Maud. Thank you. May we go forth from this place clear and grounded. May we be a people among whom peace breaks out. May we go in blessing and be a blessing to a world that needs our care. Let us sing our benediction. You may rise or remain seated, join hands, or put a hand over your heart if touch is not for you today. Let us sing each other out.